the Huskies of the University of Washington. Gentleman that I'm going to introduce to you now is very familiar with this seat right here. Delighted to see him again. Coach Chris Petersen and his comments.
Yeah. Well, I'd like to thank everybody from John on down that had to do with this bowl game. It's actually an awesome game to come to. I think if you talk to the coaches, the players, everybody gets excited when they get to come to Vegas. Too much to do. I think it's one of the challenges, make sure our guys are focused. But from the stuff to do, the opponent that we get to play, to the date of the game, like no one really talks about that, but trust me, every coach and player is jumping up and down about the date of this game, that you actually get to have Christmas. And, you know, we're on the quarter system, so these guys go back to school really quickly. And when you play in late bowl games like we've been playing in, there's not much time off. So the whole thing is really, really good for us, for our kids. We've enjoyed our time here like we always do. And, you know, we're excited to play a really good team.
Questions for Coach Petersen, sir?
Coach, you've been around long enough to know that you want to focus on the game and the players, and that's been kind of difficult with all the attention being put on you. How difficult or awkward has it been having that attention geared towards you, knowing that this is the next to the last meeting and everything like that?
That puts a smile on my face. Say that again. It hasn't been awkward. We have awesome guys, and you know, one of the things that we always talk to our guys about, you start what you finished, and you know, you have to announce these things with a certain timetable, or it's not fair to the recruits. But we're all in this together, all in. You know, like Coach Harsh was saying, this is a 2019 Husky team that will never be together again after 2 days. And these kids have given their heart and soul to this season. And no matter what the record is, they've been all in from start to finish. They've practiced hard. They've fought hard. And it's an awesome group to be around. And so to me, you know, I knew it wouldn't be awkward or anything like that. It's actually worked out fine. Those guys went and recruited. I stayed back and made sure that practices were ready to go, and got a few lifts in with the guys, so I'm ready to go lift-wise. Coach Harsh was out recruiting, so he's not ready to go, but I am.
Chris, as you prepare for your final game, looking back on your years, is there a couple things that you're proud of?
Not any one thing. You know, I just think that we've always tried to do it as right as we could. You know, we just in terms of having the players in mind, I think we've always had really good coaches surrounding, you know, our programs. And, you know, I think a lot of guys, you know, talk a good game about trying to take care of the kids and do right by them. But I think our staffs have always really tried to keep that in the forefront and make this thing more than just football. We love football. It's all about football. In 2 days, it's all about winning that game. But it can't just be all about football in your program. And I think that we've always really focused on the right things, and that's probably you know, something I'm pleased with.
With the transition to Jimmy as the new coach, have you kind of given him extra duties in preparation for this game, or are you kind of just doing it still?
No, he's had his plate full, you know, just with the recruiting stuff and all that. And so it's, like I said, it's actually kind of worked out fine because you know, the practices and make sure they're organized, ready to go, and they've done the recruiting stuff, and Jimmy will be fine when this game's over.
How impressed have you been with what Bryant has done in terms of continuing the program that you left behind for?
Yeah, awesome. You know, I think I know how hard it is to like get a program up and then stay there, and you know, he's done a fabulous job with that, and a lot of respect for, you know, what goes on over there, because I do know what goes on over there. And, you know, I think, you know, both places, there's a lot of similarities. I think the administrations really support what we're trying to do, and if they don't, you're not going to get it done, so it always starts there. And, you know, just the job to continue to dominate that conference has been, super, super impressive. And I've been happy and pleased, we do. I mean, as long as we're not playing them, I'm a fan. We're playing them, I'm out.
Coach Pete, when you look at your 2019 team, what has been the hallmarks of the team when you played well, and what have been some of the troubles with the past?
Yeah. We probably haven't been as consistent on offense as we've needed to be. That's probably been the one thing that kind of jumps out. At times we can do some things and we're explosive, and at times we haven't been as explosive as we need to be. And that's probably the main thing. We play in I've said this all along, we play in a tough conference. I mean, there's just a lot of parity. And if you're really not clicking on all cylinders, you're going to get beat. You really will. And but I think if you look at the scores throughout the conference, you look at our scores, who we played. I mean, these kids fight now. They've been right there, and sometimes we just haven't executed like we need to execute to get it done.
Pete, I know, as you said, you've always focused or emphasized the non-football stuff as well, and a lot of former players talking lately about the influence. And Shea McClellan the other day said he wouldn't be the man he is today without your influence. I wonder what that means to you to hear that you did have had that impact off the field with these guys as well as on the field.
Yeah, I think that's one of the reasons that we've kind of stayed with the philosophy that we have, because I think we know guys, whether they get it when they're with us or when they leave us, I think everybody knows how important it is. And, it's just not me. This thing does not happen, in terms of how we try to educate our players from just the head coach. And that's the thing I think is awesome. Hars and those guys were all in on it. Coach Legg, Coach Kukowski, Bonifa, all those guys. I mean, that's in their blood. And so, that's what it's all about, is trying to make a difference in guys' lives.
Coach, a lot of players and coaches talk about when they leave the game, they're going to miss the camaraderie and everything. I'm sure, I guess you've said the same thing. What's that transition going to be like, and how quickly will you miss it? Right? How long will it take?
Yeah, that's a good question. I'm extremely nervous for my wife, for our staff meetings, with us staring at each other. But there's no doubt that that is what I'll miss, without question. A lot of it, I won't. But I will miss these guys, and I will miss our staff for sure. I think that's why so many guys have struggled when they get out of football, whenever that time is, because there's just nothing like the team. And I think when coaches get out too, there's double whammy. There's nothing like the team, and there's nothing like your staff. There's nothing like the guys. And so, that'll be a transition and something we'll have to work through.
Back on the hat.
Coach, you mentioned how that philosophy has been so consistent through the years. I'm wondering on the other side, how do you feel like you're a different person or a different coach from the guy that took over and going to be 40 years ago?
That's a hard question to answer, just because it's so incremental. I think you're changing in this job sometimes month by month. There's just so many things going on, and there's so many challenges, and that's one of the things I've really appreciated over the years is probably how I've grown, changed, developed. And it's a hard, tough process, as we know, but I've really appreciated that. I appreciated that a lot about this job. It's really stretched me out of my comfort zone in a lot of different ways, and I really appreciate the connections that I've had with so many awesome people. And but it's hard to say, like, from start to finish. I've learned a ton. I mean, that's the one thing I do know. Like, there's so many things that have come my way that now, especially after Saturday, trust me, I will have all the answers on.
Final question for Coach, right there in the hat.
Chris, you mentioned the 24/7, 365 nature of this job. I'm wondering on a personal level what you're looking forward to the most, a lot of that.
The not 24/7, 365 of this job. I've always said, I think there's, we pay attention to different definitions of success, and I have about 4 or 5 of them, but one of them has always been in the forefront of my mind that I've never been able to get done in this job, but is to be able to control the balance and quality of your life. That to me is a definition of success. And I've struggled mightily, like I think all coaches in our position do, to control the balance. And really the quality can suffer when you're spending so much time in just any one thing. And so I do look forward to getting more balance in my life and being challenged in other ways with different endeavors down the road.
Okay, Coach, thank you so very much. Let's move over to Coach Peterson's guys now. And we got senior center, Nick Harris, first one here, and senior DB, Myles Bryant. I'm going to start you guys off if you want. Nick, now you've gone to quite a few bowl games in your career at UW. How's your situation and time been here in Las Vegas, and what was your favorite part of this whole bowl week leading up to the game?
Our time here has been great, and we've been accommodated by everyone pretty well. The events we've had have been filled with fun. You know, all the guys having a great time. But at the end of the day, we came here to play a football game, and you know we have to stay locked in and make sure we're ready to play and execute on Saturday. And my favorite part, honestly, is just being here. Las Vegas. I've come to Las Vegas numerous times growing up. Being older now, you can do a little more stuff, and it's just fun. It's just fun to be here, and
Leave that part out.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, we're ready to go, and we're ready to play on Saturday.
All right, Myles, I got a question for you as well. I'm going to ask you the same question that I asked Kekala a few minutes ago. Watching films, what stands out to you most about the Broncos offense?
Oh yeah, I think I'm gonna give a similar answer since their offense is pretty much like ours. They have a bunch of shifts and motions. They have explosive playmakers outside. They have a quarterback that can run the ball, throw the ball. They have a few quarterbacks who could do that, as well as a running back who's pretty tough. The O-line's good, tight end's good, so just all over the board, they're a good offense.
Okay. Questions for the players now, sir?
Nick and Myles, I know your coach is kind of shying away and saying, this isn't about him, but from a player standpoint, how much do you want this for him?
Don't take the bait. Stay focused.
Nah, like I said, we came here to play a football game. We have to send the seniors out right. We have to win this game. We have to execute. It's a bonus if we send him out the way he should. But, at the end of the day, it's another game that we came here to prepare for, and, we're ready to play.
Yeah, like Nick said, it's just a bonus sending him out like that. But this is the last time this team's going to be together. This 2019 team with all the seniors, all the young guys, just having the chance to go out there and play with one another. And I think the best thing we could do as seniors is go out there and pretty much set the tone for the next year for the young guys and the coaching staff.
Chris mentioned taking part in team lists this week. What does that look like?
He does what he has to do to stay in shape. So,
I can do more pull-ups than Nick, I'll just tell you that.
that is 100% true. I agree with that. But yeah.
Sir, right over there.
Yeah, he's a good player. He's very productive. His stats speak for it. He plays sound defense. He's never out of his gap. He knows his assignments. That's just what I've seen from the whole defense. He's a technician. He's really good with his hands, and he's always moving, always scratching and clawing at the last minute of a play to make a play. So, it's going to be important for us to strain and be consistent up front and make sure that we, make sure he doesn't make late plays and, yeah.
Could you talk about a couple of things you're going to take with you from the Build for Life program with Coach Peterson?
Oh yeah, there's countless lessons that he's given us and just countless little phrases that he gives us. And I think one thing that's going to stick with me is how you do small things is how you do all things. So just being that detailed person in life, and then just seeing how you being detailed will carry over and make everything easier in your life. So I think that's something I'm going to carry down to my kids. And even if I, down the road, want to coach football, I'm going to use some of the lessons that he's given us to help those guys out.
If you're thinking about coaching, let's have a conversation after this press conference.
Yeah, my answer is similar to Myles, but I think one thing that'll stick with me is our definition of excellence, and it's just doing common things in uncommon ways. You get caught up in such a schedule and a routine, and you just, sometimes you feel the need to do things just, average just to get by. And having that saying in the back of my head always makes me think, to be great, you got to do certain things in ways that other people aren't. So I think I try to keep that with me, and I'm gonna try to instill that, down the road into my kids and whoever's around me.
Myles, you kind of touched on a little bit with their offense, the way that they run the ball. What have you seen specifically how they attack the defense on the ground?
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of shifts in motion, so it gets the defensive eyes going everywhere. And then, like I said, they have playmakers, so they put them in position to make plays, whether that be a fly sweep, or regular inside zone, or just one-on-one throwing the ball over your guy. So, that offense does a good job just making plays, being explosive, and putting those guys in position to make plays.
Nick and Myles, I'm curious what the funniest memory you'll have of your time.
I'm not funny.
Nah, I think my favorite memory is during fall camp when we have our Husky Olympics, and we have teams, and at the end we do skits and stuff like that. And it's always most of the skits is always someone imitating Coach Pete, and it's just funny seeing his reaction and seeing how he hates the attention on him and stuff. So I think that's probably the best memory of it.
I think mine would have to be one team meeting. I think he came in, he was dressed pretty nice, so everybody in there was hyping him up, and then he broke out in a little dance. So that was something that nobody really saw before coming from him, so that was pretty good.
Final question back here.
Chris, probably usually look forward to games, but considering tomorrow is your final game as a head coach, I'm curious your level of wanting it to happen, and also your final game with UW was against Boise State.
Yeah.
Against your final bowl game in Boise State was against UW.
Mm-hmm.
You sure you didn't plan?
Definitely did not plan that. Like Coach Hart said, this thing is like, it's not about me. This is about two programs. It's about these kids. It's about these seniors. Like they're going out as well. And this thing shouldn't, no coach is trying to make this thing about them. It's just not. And so I'm excited to, be part of this thing next 2 days and watch these guys compete and have a blast, playing this game that they love to play. After that, who knows what holds for these guys, any of these seniors. You hope they get a chance at the next level, but you never can predict that stuff. And so we need to enjoy this moment, this day, tomorrow, and certainly that game.
Okay,